Adrian here. I've got some exciting news today about not one, but two YouTube projects that I am going to be kicking off in September. The first of these is called Write Productively, and this is the YouTube love child of writing excuses meets productivity life hacks. What I found is that there's a lot of great podcasts and videos on the actual craft of writing, on how to construct sentences, how to create characters, how to plot, but there is very little on the actual task of being able to sit down and write. Now, people will tell you it's a habit and you need to do it every day, and I think that's an oversimplification. I think it's a lot deeper than that. So what I found in my own writing is that, I'm very good at kind of getting the work done, but it's very sporadic and I could be a little bit more productive with it. Now, you'll see a lot of advice on how to write 10,000 words in a day, and that's not necessarily a good thing. You can find that the more you write, your productivity, the quality of your writing drops. So what I'm interested in and what I want to share with you as part of this journey as I do this channel is really to have a look at what life hacks can I steal from other areas of business and the productivity life space, and how does it apply to my writing? How can I ensure that I get good quality words out? How do I ensure that I don't burn out? How can I ensure that I can kind of rearrange my day so that I can maximize the number of words that I can do, not race against anybody else, but what I can do. So what you can expect to see on this channel is a lot of, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've been really invested into looking into the kind of productivity space and working out ways that I take on way too many projects. This is just me. But I managed to get them done. I'm not always the best at being consistent with them, but what I've done is I've put systems in place and kind of in my own process, if you like, to ensure that the words get written, everything gets done, and projects get completed. So I think this is going to be really interesting. I think it's got the potential to go in a lot of different areas, into different areas, depending on what you, the audience, like. We can delve a little bit into craft, maybe speak to other writers about how they manage the project of writing a book or a short story or any piece of writing, and delve really deep into that. So I'm really excited to start that. I've got loads to share from personal experience about how I manage my work and how I am able to, this year I have so far I've done 400,000 words across novels, short stories, scripts, game work, across a whole range of things, and I've learned a few lessons, and I'm happy to excited to share these with you. So the other project that I'm really excited to talk about is an idea that I've had for quite a while, and I've often looked at some of the books that I really love and wondered what were they like in their first draft. The thing that you'll discover the further you go into publishing and learn about the process of books being traditionally published or self-published is that they go through rounds and rounds of edits. They can massively change from the initial idea to the finished product. And what I'm really I keep saying really, don't I? What I'm really interested in, another one, ding, is I thought it would be really cool if you could literally trace a story from the initial ideas and how they came about, how they got worked, how characters have got created, and then saw that story in the first draft. Now the problem is all authors and all writers, and myself included, were a little bit precious about our work because the first drafts are shit, and we keep those closely guarded to ourselves because we don't want anybody to find out that we're a bit of a hack writer at the beginning. But I thought about this, and I at the same time, another idea I have is web serials. We see it in like a lot of comics and podcasts and things like that, where we get like a weekly update. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a story that, you know, only maybe 1,000 words each week or every episode, and it just continued the story. And I thought, how much fun would that be to write? But the problem is obviously, with my own writing, I'm much more of a planner. I don't tend to do discovery writing, but I'm interested in kind of exploring that. And I thought this would be a really good project. So what I'm going to do, the first draft, the basic concept is, that's what it is. It is a first draft. And I'm going to live stream it. And if there's sufficient interest, you know, some of these projects, we'll see how they go. But if there's sufficient interest, I may go back to some of those pieces of writing and edit them. But, most importantly, you'll be able to read that first draft every week. So you'll be able to read a story with all the typos and errors in it. I mean, I'll have a quick once over. But, and you'll be able to kind of see how the story shapes. And, you know, you can jump on the live stream and, you know, potentially have some minimal impact onto it, and then read it for yourself. You know, this isn't intended ever to be a novel or any other piece of work. It's just a different piece of writing. Now, the reason I kind of called it the first draft is pretty obvious, but I've got some initial ideas for the story, that maybe this is about a draft of some sort of soldiers, and this is the first batch of conscripts. But we're going to be doing some work on this. I really don't have that many ideas, so I am going to be keep have a look out on my social media, because I am going to live stream the brainstorming of this, and you're welcome to come and join in, take part. That will be on, let me think, because when this video goes live, what I will say is have a look at my social media, or I'll have a look I'll probably put it on the screen just here when that first is going to go live. So the idea is that over a period of time you will see this story expand. You'll potentially be able to see it be edited, see the decisions that get made when a story is written and when it's edited, how characters develop, see how, you know, I really don't know where this story is going to go. I think it's going to initially start as a fantasy story, but it may turn a corner and turn into sci-fi at some point. It all depends. It's a bit of an experiment. I've no idea whether it will be of interest to people, but that's one of the reasons, more the reason to do it. So those are my two existing two projects coming up. There will be in the next week there will be videos for both of those on my YouTube. On top of that, also be sure to check my website, where I do I suppose it's a daily journal called The Climb. And the idea behind The Climb is, imagine if you got the DVD extras behind any piece of writing. So I kind of go into what's influencing me at the time, what I'm obsessed with at the time, and kind of link it to the projects that I'm working on. So the idea is that, you know, you can just read it as a journal of, you know, I'm struggling with this, I've thought about that, I've had an idea on this, you know, a typical blog. Or you can look at projects as they, down the line, come to fruition, and, you know, when you kind of think to yourself, well, I wonder why you made that choice, you can kind of flick back to the journal of the day and see, you know, what my thinking was, why I kind of potentially made those choices. So be sure to check that out on my website, which will be listed somewhere on the screen right now. I'm excited to start these 2 new projects. I hope you're going to join me on them. If you have any questions, be sure to check out following videos, which will go into a bit more detail on each of these. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. See you soon.